Nexus, also known as sufficient physical presence, is the determining factor of whether an out-of-state business selling products into a state is liable for collecting sales or use tax on sales into the state. Nexus is required before a taxing jurisdiction can impose its taxes on an entity. If the sales tax has to be perfect, then a sales tax service such as Avalara needs to be hired. BirdDog software gets close, but not perfect. Every place in the United States has a tax schedule. For most people, this includes a sales tax to be paid to the city, county, and state. Sometimes the borders overlap, and it can get very confusing to determine what the sales tax schedule is. If you were to assign a tax schedule in the state where you have Nexus, go to the company and make sure that at the top of the page the company is listed, and then go to Customer Info, edit this page, go to Financial, and make sure that there is no sales tax selected. In the customer defaults, customer tax code is set to non-taxable. Go to System Management, Tax Codes, and then you would edit your tax code. Plus you would edit the individual tax codes for all the cities and counties in your state. In System Management, go to Tax Schedules. We set up tax schedules that package the individual tax codes into one schedule. For instance, you may have a tax schedule that includes the individual taxes for the state, city, and county. The logic behind BirdDog software is at best to determine which tax code or schedule to use based upon the best data we have. Again, this is very general and not exact. Suppose we have a situation like this. A customer places an order. He selects a customer and a ship-to address. Then he manually changes the ship-to address to an unknown to the system address. This is a one-time purchase. We know the customer and we know the ship-to, but the actual address is different from what is in the system. Which tax code or schedule is used? BirdDog's logic is number 1. Is the order using a saved ship-to address? If no, then compare the saved ship-to address against the customer. In order to compare the saved ship-to address against the customer, go to Customer Service, go to Customer Info, choose Advanced Edit, and Financial. Here you can see the tax code and tax schedule. If the answer is yes, then you ask, does the country and state match what is on the saved ship-to? In order to check this, go to Customer Service, Customer Info, Advanced Edit, Shipping Addresses, edit the saved shipping address, on the Add Ship-to Address pop-up, you can see the tax code or tax schedule for this ship-to. So if the answer is yes, and does the country and state match what is on saved ship-to, then Assume that the saved ship to has the best information. Use the ship to tax code or schedule. If the answer is no, then assume this is being shipped outside of a jurisdiction that applies to the customer and/or the ship to. So you would go back to the country, state, province table. You can find that under System Management, Countries, Provinces. Does the state have a tax code or schedule? Choose your country. Then you would choose the state. And you can see the tax code or schedule. If the state has a tax code or schedule, then use it. If the answer is no, then the system will look to see if there is a country tax code or schedule. For example, in Europe, there is a country tax code or schedule. In order to check that, again, go to System Management, Countries and Provinces. Go to the United Kingdom. And here you can see they have a tax code that has a VAT tax. Once you have got that decided, go back to Site Settings and use whatever is in the customer default. From Site Settings, go to Customer Defaults, go to Tax Code and Tax Schedule, and use whatever's set up here. This is set to sales tax exempt, which is what you want it set to. Otherwise, you would be charging that tax code to every single sale. You want to set the tax code schedules to non-taxable. That is what is going to be used when you ship to someone where you do not have nexus. Determine every tax jurisdiction where you have nexus. Create those tax codes and schedules. Verify the existing customers have the correct tax code or schedule. And based upon every country and state that you have nexus in, set up and assign the appropriate tax code or schedule to that country and/or state.